What if the fate of the next Lakers dynasty hinges not on raw talent alone, but on that fragile moment where timing, trust, and a complex mosaic of personalities collide? Could one man, with all his brilliance and flaws, tip the balance between championship glory and heartbreaking collapse? Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truth meets purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a second of this drama. Today, the long wait, the rumors, the whispers echoing. Through the halls of franchises and fan forums alike, it's finally official. The Lakers have secured DeAndre Ayton as their newest starting center. The news first trickled through Chris Haynes, teasing Lakers Nation's tense anticipation. But it wasn't until Shams Charania made it concrete that the last scraps of doubt faded away. Ayton chose Los Angeles over the Indiana Pacers in a two-horse race that kept the basketball world breathless. But this signing is anything but straightforward. Yes, DeAndre Ayton arrives as a 26-year-old, edging toward 27, precisely aligning with the Lakers' hopeful timeline alongside Luka Doncic. He is, on paper, a perfect storm of athletic size 7. Feet tall with a 7'6" wingspan and a presence that the team desperately needed, a scarier rebounder, a rim protector, a defensive force. If he is committed. Last season, Ayton averaged 14.5 points, smashed down 10.2 rebounds each night, swatted 1 block per game, and shot a solid 57% from the field, not a three-point shooter in any meaningful way. But who's counting threes when the paint demands? Dominance? It's in the rebounds that Ayton's value hides beneath the surface noise dismissed by critics, amid his defensive inconsistency and questioned character, but an undeniable cornerstone of possession and momentum. No matter where he's played, Phoenix, Portland, or soon in purple and gold, double-doubles hover around him like a law of physics, a relentless force pulling in about 3 offensive boards per contest, a lifeline to stars like Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves who thrive on second chances and turnovers. Can you imagine finally having that extra possession, that extra rebounding monster the Lakers have missed since the days of traditional big men? This is not just an addition. It's a lifeline thrown into a storm that threatens to drown the franchise's championship dreams. But of course, here's where the tension thickens. Ayton has never been a model of consistent defense. We remember glimpses flashes during the Suns' 2021 Finals push, where Ayton transformed into a top-5 rim protector, a defensive anchor capable of shifting series and silencing arenas. And then the next night, the effort vanished. A disconnect, a seeming apathy toward rotations, switches, the gritty, silent sacrifices that true defense demands. The man who could wall off the paint one game might show indifference the next, leaving fans and coaches alike clutching at straws, asking, who truly steps on the court for the Lakers? The version of DeAndre that will emerge in Los Angeles remains cloaked in mystery. How deep is his commitment? How well will he buy into the team's system, its culture, and let's be honest, the massive pressure pulsing under the bright lights? And lofty expectations? Those are fair questions, and fair doubts that linger in every corner of Lakers Nation. Yet, when we scan the free agent market this season, the options are grim. Sure, names like Al Horford, Jackson Hayes, and Chris Boucher float around, but none carry the proven pedigree and upside Ayton offers. And we cannot ignore reality. Ayton wasn't just the best choice. He was the only real choice for a starting caliber center left on the board, snatched up within minutes of clearance from waivers, almost a blink-and-you-miss-it moment that had some fans twisting in impatience. To think, it took mere 30 to 45 minutes from waiver clearance at 5 p.m. Eastern until the Lakers landed the deal, confirming that Rob Pelinka and his front office had eyes locked, phone lines buzzing from the moment they knew Ayton was entering. The open market. It's a swift move, a calculated strike, a gamble the Lakers took with a chess player's precision, not a frenzied panic. And we shouldn't overlook the contract details because they might shed light on seriousness and strategy here. signed to the remainder of the team's non-taxpayer mid-level exception, around $8.3 million, a discount off the $10 million contract. Buyout Ayton accepted to leave Portland early and join the Lakers. Yes, he took less than the full buyout amount back, but make no mistake, he's still cashing in healthy, poised to take home roughly $33 to $34 million this season. But the choice wasn't about money. Per reports, Ayton was hunting down that elusive winning situation, a tip-off to his hunger for legacy over ledger, for success over salary. That speaks volumes about the player's mindset and the Lakers' pitch, and it's no surprise why. After all, consider this. Ayton arrives from a Portland team where his support system was bleak, where playmaking grades were abysmal, flagged as a big-time F on BBALLindex.com for teammate playmaking talent. Not exactly the best environment for flourishing or showcasing his full capabilities. Contrast that with the Lakers, where Luka Doncic's wizardry elevates shot quality by 3.1% for teammates on average. In the presence of giants like LeBron James and Austin Reeves, players who not only take but dish out over 5 assists per game, this isn't just an upgrade. It's a renaissance for Ayton's career. Perhaps Luka Doncic can finally be the playmaker Ayton needed, but never had with Chris Paul, whose age gap left gaps in chemistry and shared outlook. In Los Angeles, Ayton and Doncic, both at 26 years old, might just unlock a new chapter where the two big men's timelines finally align in harmony, where shot quality and offensive flow become partners in a much-needed rebuild of Lakers basketball DNA. But don't let the rose-tinted glasses fool you. We've been here before, haven't we? Season after season, signing after signing, the same question haunts the franchise and fans alike. Will this be the moment when a talented but temperamental player finally commits? Or will this be another firework fizzing in the night sky sparkling? Promising, then swiftly fading into the past, leaving behind only what-ifs and missed chances. Ayton carries red flags not to be brushed off lightly, the bad teammate whispers, the defensive lapses, and an aura that sometimes suggests a player disconnected from the grind, unless the offense is crafted exclusively around him. It's a tightrope, a balancing act that requires not just talent, but buy-in, heart, and grit. But I'm choosing hope here, real, stubborn, unflinching hope. The Lakers have stepped up, not offered a short-term lifeline, but a 2-year contract that includes a player option in year 2, signaling flexibility and a vote of confidence. It's not a 4-year gamble, but it's more than a 1-year trial. For a player who shares an agent with Luka Doncic, who's landing in an environment rich with playmaking, championship aspirations, and expectations, it's the best chance Ayton's had for a genuine renaissance. Can this be the start of something different? The kind of recalibration that sends shudders through Western Conference rivals and sparks signs of a new dynasty? Or are we once again poised for frustration? A year marred by spotty commitment and unresolved chemistry that plagues the purple and gold deep down? As a lifelong Lakers fan, I can't help but feel the weight of these moments, this choice, this gamble. Every signature, every whisper of trade, every stat line is a thread weaving the tapestry of the franchise's future, yet none so tantalizing, so fraught with both promise and peril as this one. So, is DeAndre Ayton the missing keystone of a championship puzzle, the center of a new Lakers empire rising from the ashes? Or is he a captivating enigma destined to unravel at the worst possible time, dragging us back into uncertainty and doubt? Drop your take in the comments. I'll be reading every one. Raise your fists, Lakers faithful, because we're staring down a crossroads, not just for one roster spot, one season, or even a single championship chase, but for the very soul of this franchise that's bled purple and gold through decades. Oath, triumph, and heartbreak. DeAndre Ayton's arrival isn't just a roster tweak. It's an ignition switch thrown in a fragile engine that sputtered and stalled in ways both maddening and majestic. What's on the line here is cosmic. LeBron, James inching toward the twilight of a career that has already rewritten the NBA storybook. A legacy hanging by threads frayed with pain and perseverance. Every minute LeBron laces them up is a punch card stamped with expectations, demands, and those haunting what could have beens from years when injuries gnawed at his prime and the Lakers. Title dreams seem trapped in a perpetual purgatory. Now, hear this bringing Ayton in as a double-edged sword for LeBron. Because while it promises a healthier load, a new defensive anchor to bail out Anthony Davis when the burden becomes too much, it also surfaces tensions that have simmered. Beneath the surface, Davis, that mercurial talent who can tip games with a flick of his wrist but has been as injury-prone and unpredictable as his shot-blocking gambles, suddenly faces a seismic shakeup in the front-court dynamics. Will Ayton's presence give a D? The breathing room to flourish unencumbered, or does this newfound depth risk fracturing roles, ego clashes, and locker room whispers that spread like wildfire under the LA spotlight? And let's not forget the rising star who has given us more nights than not hope, Austin Reeves. From the grit of undrafted underdog to a spark plug embodying Lakers hustle, Reeves might find his minutes slice, his heartbeat in the starting lineup challenge, but maybe, just maybe, the kid's best competitive fire yet is about to be lit by this very shakeup. Then you have Bronny, LeBron's son, the living billboard for legacy and future promise, watching every move like a hawk from the sidelines. The pressure and hope of a family dynasty sitting heavy on his young shoulders. Does Ayton's signing clear a pathway so future generations see a Lakers franchise that refuses to settle, keeps evolving? Or does it expose cracks beneath the gilded surface? A clan forever encircled by the ghosts of past legends, like Kobe and Magic icons who carried hopes that sometimes felt too colossal to bear. And speaking of legacy and power, peel back the Lakers' cosmic onion to the front office where the tension simmers hottest. Jeannie Buss still sits at the heart of the franchise, a matriarch in a male-dominate basketball kingdom, wielding steely resolve, but the whispers are growing louder about billionaire interests circling like vultures, ready to shake the foundations of Lakers' power. What if a deep-pocketed outsider swoops in, hungry to rewrite the team's future, a new era that fans either crave or dread? The Lakers have always been more than just basketball. They're a Hollywood spectacle, a dynastic saga of personalities clashing and uniting like mythic titans. Could this move with Ayton be the last calculated handshake Jeannie calls before the arena doors swing into unfamiliar hands? It's not just about players on the hardwood, but the puppet masters pulling strings from the shadows. This signing is a chess move by Pelinka. Yes, but also a gambit jet-propelled by power plays unseen by the casual fan, but felt deeply by every purple and gold heartbeat. And if we pull back from Los Angeles, the ripples of this signing can already be felt crashing against the West. Elite. The Warriors, those sharpshooting juggernauts who ruled our nightmares and highlight reels for most of the last decade, now face a Lakers lineup potentially more nimble, more brutal inside. Ayton's presence could challenge the Splash Brothers' perimeter dominance with paint-side aggression that disrupts their rhythm. But wait, Denver Nuggets, fresh off of their own championship run, bring a nimble pick-and-roll efficiency, spearheaded by Nikola Jokic's wizardry. Could Ayton's defense, or lack thereof, be exploited mercilessly by Denver's versatile attack? The Denver defense is not a coincidence. It's a shutout dream, the kind that could humble a still-learning Ayton, or force him to grow overnight. Then there's Phoenix Ayton's former home, sneaky sharp and lethal with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. A team that knows Ayton's every move and footwork and might exploit any lingering loyalty fractures or weaknesses. Same story with the Clippers, ever the scrappy rival, reshuffling their arsenal with the desperation of kings hungry for a crown that always seems just out of reach. This isn't just a transaction. It's a frontline escalation of wars that will redefine the West hierarchy and put our Lakers squarely at the eye of a gathering storm. And look, I know it's tempting to drown ourselves in Lakers nostalgia, the glory days of Showtime's fast breaks, Magic's no-look passes, The 2000s three-peat orchestrated by Kobe and Shaq's titanic blend of skill and fire. The vindicating 2010 title fight that felt like redemption for a city scarred by heartbreak. And yes, that surreal 2020 bubble championship won in a world suspended between hope and crisis. Those moments define us because they stitch together every fan's identity. But the shadow of post-title decline has been real, raw, and relentless. For almost 4 years like clockwork, every offseason felt like a desperate Hail Mary. And now we stand with Ayton, a man who could be the missing pillar or the next heartbreak. Remember the early days with Dwight Howard, that lurching promise disrupted by off-court drama and unfulfilled potential. Remember the Yavale McGee flash-in-the-pan moments? The frustration of watching someone with obvious size and skills fail. To fully commit until it felt like the opportunity passed him by? This is Ayton's path, a chance to rewrite his own script or succumb to the cruel cycles of promise turned into regret. And it's here we circle back to that deepest Lakers truth. It's never just about skills and stats. It's about heart. It's about will. It's about the hunger that turns talent into legend. The fans aren't just spectators. We are bloodline, witnesses to every fight for relevance and redemption. So, what if DeAndre Ayton's story in purple and gold becomes the most electrifying, gut-wrenching chapter yet? A redemption arc that ignites a new dynasty, or a cautionary tale that tears open deep wounds already barely healed? What if this is the crucible where the hopes of a 17th title are tested against the old ghosts of past failures? What if Ayton's commitment or lack thereof becomes the fulcrum tipping not just the season, but the entire Lakers ethos for the next decade? The stakes are no longer theoretical. They're set on the hardwood every night when the lights blaze and the crowd roars, Lakers! But here's the kicker, the most spine-chilling, exhilarating question. What if this signing cracks open a door to the next big trade, the seismic shakeup that changes everything? What if Ayton is just the first domino, signaling a bold new chapter that includes more moves, more surprises, and a reimagining of this team that's as thrilling as it is terrifying? Because in Lakers land, no peace lasts, no stability endures. We're gladiators in a lion's den, where the only constant is change, and the fight for glory burns hotter than ever. As a Laker till the day I die, here's what I see coming. A year not of measured expectations, but seismic shifts, where the old order is challenged, where legends battle not just opponents, but internal demons, and where every possession, every rebound from Ayton, every clutch shot from Reeves or Bronny's distant debut will be a battle and a war for the franchise's soul. Now I want to hear it from you. Drop your rawest take below. Every true believer in purple and gold. Do we cheer for this new chapter with fierce hope or brace ourselves for heartbreak disguised in promise? The future's on the line, and only the bold will survive the storm that's coming.